55%. That's the rate that American farmers have been declaring bankruptcy over and above last year. 55% more bankruptcies of American farmers. And it's the conditions, the economic conditions that are contributing to it. A lack of a workforce, a lack of labor, tariffs, I mean, the whole 9 yards. You know, everything this administration has done is contributing to these people losing everything. They're losing the farm, right?
Hey, Nebraska, is this you? Come on up to the front of the classroom. I have some information for you.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
So I know that when you elected Donald Trump, you decided to put all of your apprehensions aside and elect a person who was clear about his intentions. He was going to get rid of undocumented immigrants, which would cause your primary industry, the agriculture industry, to go down. Then he decided to do away with the farm subsidies, basically welfare, that would just annihilate farmers in Nebraska.
Regarding all these farmers that are now crying about possibly losing their farms because they voted for Trump, this is why you absolutely should not feel bad for any of these farmers that voted for Trump. Now, the ones that didn't vote, yes, feel sorry for them, go support them, do whatever you need to do. But the ones that voted for Trump, do not feel sorry for them, and let me tell you why. I am a builder, and I've been building shit in Oklahoma City going on like 20 years now, and farmers are not stupid. If you have the ability to manage a farm and understand the weather, the climate, your machinery, the chemistry that goes into your crops, you are not a stupid person. You're just not. And especially when you come from generational farming, you have the ability to look ahead and predict what you need to survive. And so when you have two candidates, where you have Kamala Harris on one side giving you a whole fucking list of shit that she's going to do for you and make your life better, and then you have Trump on the other side who can't even come out with a normal sounding sentence, and you still vote for that guy, and you are a farmer, you are either racist or sexist or both. And they're only crying now because now they are being treated exactly how they voted for other people to be treated. Got that? They are being treated how they voted for other minorities, people of color, everybody else, poor people, sick people. That's how they voted for other people to be treated. And now they're the ones being treated that way by losing their livelihood, their homes, their income, their farms. So do not feel sorry for them. This is exactly what they had coming. Quick follow-up as to why exactly would Trump be doing this to farmers anyways? And I'm guessing 99% chance it's because he wants to bankrupt farms so his corporate buddies can come in and do a land grab. Basically what you have been seeing the last few years, major companies buying up a bunch of rental houses and jacking up the price of rents, and it's all going to corporations. It's probably something similar to let these farms go to foreclosure and his corporate buddies be able to come in, swoop them up, and now you've got bigger companies involved in more of our day-to-day food.
So and lot of farmers are now beginning to find out that they voted against themselves. A lot of them voted against the immigrant workers that work in their farms, wholeheartedly work on their farms. And right now, a lot of them have decided not to show up at work at all just because of the mass deportation that is happening. Then you have the tariff that is being tariffed in different countries, and a lot of people have decided to boycott U.S. products. So therefore, they have to now find out that they are losing a lot of money, and some of them can no longer keep up with their farms. So somehow they are going bankrupt, and some of them are also shutting down their farms just because they cannot get people to work on those farms, and yet they cannot also, manage with the tariff because people are not ready to buy their product anymore. Well, I have some clips which I've gathered for you guys. I'm going to let them roll, then I'll come back with the commentary. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch.
Hold on, so let me get this straight. The white farmers in Louisianans, they're mad because people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. Let me run that back. White farmers are mad. The very farmers that voted Republican, okay, they voted for this, are mad that people of color won't come work on their farms for $11 an hour in 100-degree heat for 10 plus hours a day. I'm saying you get what you ask for. Hey, it's FAFO type shit, okay? But hey, don't be fooled. I feel like it's gonna come to a point where they're finna make people get on their farms. Don't count me to it. Because if 2025 was a checklist, hey.
When it comes to the white farmers who are losing all of their workers and are about to lose their farms, I say that's the way it was always meant to be. You were never meant to employ all these people for little to nothing / nothing when it comes to your ancestors and be able to make a profit off of it. It was never meant to be the cool rad thing that your family does for generations to make money. It was never honest work. It was never honorable. It was always tainted. It always involved holding people against their will to squeeze every single dime you could out of them, whether by force or by threat. It was always about that. And it was never right for this country to make that their foundation and their road to wealth. And so now that it's crumbling, we are returning to the original form of what things should have been. So there you go. I get that they work hard and some of these farms have been passed down from generation to generation. Well, for generation after generation, we've had all of the stuff that you have piled onto us passed down each and every time. I don't want anyone to suffer out here. I don't want anyone to be on the streets or lose their possessions or anything. And I don't want anyone to be exploited for their work either. I don't want anyone building off of the backs of people they deem less than human. So if you're already doing that and you lose the things that you've gained, if you're finally reaping what you sowed, so be it.
And there's reports now that some farmers have 100% of their workers not showing up and they're being forced to shut down. In South Texas, they grow grapefruit, they grow oranges, lots of different citrus varieties, leafy greens, onions, potatoes, peppers. So not only are the prices of what we can get going to go up at the grocery store, but also there's going to be massive food waste if there's nobody picking these crops when they're ready to be picked. I hope MAGA likes a diet of strictly processed foods.
So why is this important? Why should you care? Well, what happens when a family declares bankruptcy is that their property is sold in a sheriff's auction to satisfy creditors. And so they lose their property. It's fire sailed. And, you know, if they've got a $1 million loan on the 1,000 acres they got, and they get $500,000 for the property, well, they're on the hook for another $500,000. We're talking about generations that have farmed land, that have been farmers their entire lives, losing everything because they can't sell a product overseas. I mean, most of our corn and grain is sold to other countries, and the tariffs are making it more expensive than other options. So they can't sell what they've farmed for decades or centuries. So what's the end run here? Why is this happening? Well, my speculation is that there's large, massive farming operations out there, very large corporations that have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of acres. For example, the King Ranch. And 25 years ago, they had 1 million acres and several 100,000 head of cattle. And they're looking to expand. So how do you expand cheaply? Well, what you do is you get somebody to pass legislation that's going to make family farms, file bankruptcy. And then instead of giving them fair market value for it, you can just buy land in foreclosure. So, well, out of bankruptcy. So that's the end run here. That's what all these policies are doing, is simply gutting family farmers to allow corporations to get farmland cheaply. It's a shame. It's sad. It's shameful. But that's what this administration is going for. You know, line the pockets of the big corporations, the big farmers, and shaft us.
But wait, there's more. Those two things are just the tip of the iceberg. I was told from a well-placed source that you guys are considering bankruptcy in the not-so-distant future. They said 6 months or so. So if you combine all of that bad news with these people deciding to vote against you who desperately need health care, they are and will and have voted for a framework of a budget that would basically annihilate Medicaid in your state. Let me give you a secret. I don't know if you know this, but over 341,000 residents in Nebraska are on Medicaid. That represents $3.7 billion of revenue, of money, of spending that goes to the state of Nebraska for healthcare. And this is not just healthcare, just ad nauseum. This is healthcare that goes to take care of patients and then also goes to fund hospitals in a rural state, hospitals that are desperately needed. Now, this is the kicker. Of that $3 billion or so that goes into the state, the federal government picks up 69%. In essence, only 30% of that money You have to contribute. But the problem is, since you're going bankrupt and all, you're not going to be able to contribute that. You have come into the zone of FAFO. Unfortunately, this map, is going to be your downfall.
So, Nebraska farmers are now finding out that they made a huge mistake. Not only Nebraska, there are a lot of farmers who are currently finding out, okay, that they made a huge mistake. A lot of them feel like they would have done something better than, voting against their own interest the way they did right now. You know that a lot of them voted against the immigrants, workers in their farms, and now it's as if everything is turning against them. It's what they expected is not what they are getting, right? They wanted a better economy where they get to make more money and all that. But somehow the immigrants who are working in their farms are gone, right? And nobody's there to pick up those crops for them. Nobody's there to work on their farms. Not only that, they are also fighting the tariff because some countries that buy a lot of products from them right now no longer come to buy because of the tariff that is being tariff on these countries, and a lot of them are like, we can't even do this anymore. That's why it's as if you see a lot of them speaking up right now and feeling like we didn't know it's going to affect us so soon or affect us at all, right? And now they are just finding out that it was a very big mistake that they made in the first place. You know how these people always think one way without ever thinking about the impact or the effect of whatever decision that they are taking. And now look at where they have all found themselves. So let's take a look at what people have to say in the comment section of these videos. Okay, so someone said, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you are picking his pocket. Give him somebody to look down on and he will empty his pockets for you. So this one said, they literally gave away their generational wealth to a man who wouldn't spite on them if they were on fire, all because they couldn't stand a black woman being president. So this one said, hold up though. Wasn't this in the Project 2025 playbook? Wasn't the plan to privatize farms? I mean, I'm just saying, oh, wait. He said he had nothing to do with Project 2025, right? Someone said, the farmers love their boy so much that they chose to lose their farms, their lands for him. They got exactly what they voted for. Another one said, all I know is we need to keep supporting our black farmers. Okay, someone said canceling the USAID contracts and getting China to cancel all purchases from US farmers was the 1-2 punch, and they were too busy hating on the immigrants to see it coming. So someone said 100% their hatred was the bait. They didn't care if it was others, and they never thought it would be them. They voted again against their own selves. Ma'am, you are so, right about this. I need more butter on my popcorn. So this one said, what are the farmers going to do now? What are they going to do now? Okay, surprise, surprise, hatred comes with a deep and heavy price. Okay, it seems that all paying the price right now. This one said they don't care if Trump takes everything that they own, as long as they think that Trump is hurting black people, right? Can you imagine seeing Melanie and Trump in Sam's Club, Walmart, or Target shopping for groceries? No, they can't imagine it either, and they never will. But they think Trump understands. How funny. Do you research? Okay. So someone said the old saying goes, never dig a grave for someone, because you may be the one who falls in there first. They are always buying up new homes to raise the rent prices for renters. Rate to the cities is expensive. The bill is due farmers, it will cost you everything. Imagine being a veteran on Medicaid, also in need, are currently getting benefit of SNAP. So this one said, to summarize hatred and racism is ignorant, exploitive, and expensive. Whether racism is straightforward or double reverse is going to be costly. Okay? He said it to their face. He said, I don't care about you, I just care about your vote. And the crazy part, even after losing everything, they will still vote for these people over and over again. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear what you all have to say. You've read from the comments. So let's have that conversation in the comment section. What's your take about today's video and everything everyone has to say? Let's have it. Let's have it in the comments. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. Bye, guys.